Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Apothecary Diaries season 2 episode number 4 reaction. Okay, the previous episode we had to deal with the corpse fungus. Basically, a situation happened where concubine Jin passed away, and Mao Mao, after going there, was able to uncover like a little thing that was going on over there, which was basically someone actually impersonated her for 1 year or something like that. And yeah, like the mystery behind that, why she did that, all those things, and like uncovered the mystery. Didn't really, give the reasoning behind it to Jinshi, but kind of told him that this is the situation. You guys deal with it. So and yeah. So another mystery she was able to solve, and the corpse fungus was something that was like the main highlight of that, which was the reason why she was able to find out the dead body that was buried. Yeah, so that's what happened in the previous episode. Let's see what happens today. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is your preference. Let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. Three, two, one, go. Hmm. Oh, this person on the in the opening. Yep, they're twins. Okay. Okay. Oh, I was like, what are they talking about? Mirror. Oh yeah, mirror is like a wow. So yeah, yeah. Oh boy. Damn. Yep. Obviously. Well, Mercury. Oh, those girls. I think it's them. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, like the fact that it didn't break. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Well. Yeah. Acquaintance of. Okay. Overprotective. Huh. Damn. That is crazy. What? Yeah. What? That makes no sense. Yeah. Maybe people keeping an eye on them. Yeah. I was gonna say difficult, but okay. Okay. Body content. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's possible. Wow. I sure the younger. Yeah. Like just say she was. What does that mean? Yeah. Different separate building on the north side. Oh, corridor. Okay. Separate building. Okay. Yeah. South window. Third floor. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. There's something that he was kind of. Uh, and that's a weird place to put two windows. Uh, yeah. Okay. Two. I. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Maybe something sensitive. Oh. Hmm. The way she stopped her. Ah. Okay. Oh, okay. Beer. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was thinking maybe they were tricking them into thinking both of them were there, but there was only one of them. There you go. Like I said, tricking them. Yeah, that is a good way. If the large man was near the east window, good distance from the water. Right. Yeah, there you go. So they maybe they used to take turns and go out. Yeah. Were they? Oh, maybe one. Oh, mirror image. Yep, like I said, mirror image. So it'll look different on the other side. Yep. Yeah. Wow. There you go. One's a rabbit and one's a bird. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Excellent. Hmm. All right. What? What type of requests are these? Yeah. It is like a fairy. I remember there was a story like that. I've forgotten the story, but there was a story like that. Dance, lights, dance. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Oh. Wait. her mom, her mom, or maybe it's no, maybe no, that I think it's the old lady, isn't it? It's the old lady, the one who's yep. I knew it. For a moment, I was thinking maybe her mom, but then I was like, 50 years is a long time, so it's not her. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. But yep, technically male. Can't deliver. Oh boy. Pretty important. Yeah, that's pretty important. Hmm. Oh, wow. I don't think so. Yeah. She's here. She's like, ah, if I get money, I'm fine. Wow. Yep, there you go. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Huh. Yeah. Dead twig. Well, she's grown old. Build. What? Oh. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Oh. Huh. Oh, wow. Penny pincher. Okay. Yeah. And one never first one. Okay. Yeah. What about the tear, the pearls? Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. We have a few girls on in the Verdi's house, don't we? Yeah. Two of them. Oh yeah, I guess Mama didn't realize that. I was I was gonna say it's one of the. Oh wait. Oh no. No 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 no. Oh no. He's talking about him, I think. Are they gonna make him cross dress or something? Wait, what's going on here? Oh, this girl. Oh, damn. Hmm. that it? Yeah. Okay, so that was today's episode. Today's episode was divided roughly into two sections. Now, I'm not sure if the first section has some kind of connection with this, but the fact that they were talking about twins in the very first section, I don't know, makes me think maybe this has something to do with the two envoys. Again, I'm not really sure because, like, it seemed like Gaoshun was hiding something. He said something like, "Oh, these are like some girls from like higher ranking nobles or something like that." He said, but it seemed like he was lying about something. So I don't know. Like, why would they bring such a like a like a such an incident in the first half of this episode, which involves twins, to like this episode, and then literally the next half we got to see the two envoys kind of. So it's making me think maybe it's one of them or something like that. I'm not really sure, but the first half, for now, we don't really have any connection to it, for that incident, to this incident that happens in the later half about with the two envoys. But there's a high possibility that they're talking about them, so that would mean one of them was pregnant. Like, I'm not really sure. Anyways, I have no idea if those two are connected or not. But like I said, it's pretty odd that they were literally talking about twins, and then the next half we get to see the two envoys, who are, I'm assuming, twins, because they look the same. So yeah, I don't know, like something like that maybe. We'll see. I guess we'll have to wait and see whether the first half incident has anything to do with what we saw in the later half. Either way, there was two incident in today's episode. Were two incident in today's episode. So yeah, the first was obviously the the mirror, the whole mirror incident, the twin incident, where apparently there's two, like, girls who were like overprotected, left, like the father was so overprotective that they completely shut him into the house and everything. That whole story we got to see, but lo and behold, suddenly one day they got to see that one of them was pregnant. So they were like, "What the hell happened? We were keeping an eye on them." So it turns out, as Mao Mao says, yeah, it's a mirror. So, like, I was thinking like, okay, there must be something there. What I was thinking, I was like, maybe they were positioned in such a way that both of the people who were keeping an eye on them, like from both the windows, kind of mistook them for two, or something like that. I was like, yeah, one of them is probably absent, and somehow they're tricking the people outside to think that both of them are there. And turns out it was because of the mirror, which makes sense. Obviously, they were literally talking about the mirror a few moments ago, so I don't know why I didn't clock that, but they mentioned the mirror, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, and they kind of gave us the whole theory how it worked, because as they said, there was a few things that they didn't understand. First and foremost, they were doing different embroidery. How did that work? So Mama kind of showed them that, oh, it's because of mirror image. You're going to make such an image which looks one thing from one side and the other thing from the in the reflection. And since the twins are literally like like looks the same, nobody would be able to understand that there's a mirror on the other side. It's from quite a distance, so they couldn't see the mirror properly as well. So that is how they have been tricking people outside. And one of them was sneaking out, and I'm pretty sure they were switching. They were like, one of the twins were probably like, oh, today I'm going to go out. So they did this. The other twin sat down. That girl went out, whatever exploring she had to do, came back. The next day, maybe the other twin went out. I'm sure they were taking turns like this, like going outside like this. And something happened someday, probably, and one of them, you know, got pregnant. And there you go, that's what happened. So, anyways, like I said, I'm not really sure if the first incident has any connection to what we saw in the next one, where we got to talk about the envoys. We kind of saw the envoys as well. The fact that they are twins, and like they literally talk about an incident with twins in the literally the previous section, makes me think maybe there's some kind of connection. But we'll just have to wait for it. Maybe we'll get to see in the future what's going on and what's the situation. Either way, that was the first half, and the second half of the episode we get to see this, or we get to hear about this lunar fairy, the moon, goddess, or a courtesan who looks like that, like an otherworldly beauty. And there was this rumor that has come out, and apparently, like one of the higher ups, uh, I think the envoy's grandfather, great grandfather, something like that. He said that turns out this goddess or whatever in front of him, when she cried pearls. I think, now I cannot remember which story it is, but there is a story like this. Apparently, like some kind of princess, whenever she cried, she used to cry pearls. Again, it's some kind of story from, I just don't remember which story it is, but I've heard of this story before. Anyways, but yeah, this person has claimed that he has seen someone like this 50 years ago. So now, still the whole situation about the pearl crying tears of pearls. That part we don't really know what's happening there, but I'm pretty sure it's some kind of visual, illusion that the person who saw her dancing, probably there was some kind of visual illusion that he got subjected to. That is why he thought that, oh, she's crying tears of pearls. Now I think it's probably something to do with like those insects that they were talking about. Maybe those insects or something else. Maybe they were like flying around in such a way, and they were like kind of maybe like glowing or something, which made the person looking at her see them as pearls, and he thought that, oh, she's crying tears of pearls. I don't know, maybe something like that. I have no idea what's up with the whole crying tears of pearls situation, but I guess we'll get to that later on. But for now, Mao Mao, his goal, the task that she has been given, is that to find someone who can represent or who can replace that otherworldly beauty that this grandfather, this person saw way, like 50 years ago. And the current, the people who are asking for this is the two envoys, those two girls we saw. Now, the person in question turns out to be the old lady from the Verdi's house, and she is obviously 50 years old. At first, I thought maybe it's her mother, Mama's mother, but then I was like, wait a minute, 50 years? I don't think she was even born then. I don't really know how old Mama's mother is. Mama seems like, I don't know how old Mama is either. Like, how old is she? 20? Maybe 22 or something. I don't know. She seems like an adult, like Mama. So she's maybe like 22, 23 or something. I'm not really sure. And if that's what it is, then I'm assuming her mother is probably like 45 maybe or something like that. So yeah, 50 years ago, not possible. So it's the old lady from the Veri's house. And because I guess it makes sense, because now she's like the one in charge. So she, back in her days, she must have been one of like the high ranking courtesans, because like as far as I've heard, like these are the high ranking courtesans. They are the ones who take over like the establishment as they grow old. I guess like the more influence they have, the more power they have, the more likely they are to take over the establishment and become like the person in charge of that. um, you know like the madam of the establishment. So she was that lady that this person saw 50 years ago. Now we brought her here and asked her a lot of questions. Obviously, she also has no idea about the whole thing, but she did give us a like a explanation, as to, not explanation, but as a little summary as to what happened back then. And the one thing she kind of said, which I think it's going to come into play later, is the whole like they sabotaged her dress to like put those like insect carcasses or something, and she danced in such a way that it couldn't be seen. I don't know, maybe I feel like that's important. Maybe that'll come into play later. Again, like I said, we still haven't solved the mystery of the pearls. you know like that whole mystery is still left to be. Again, I think it's going to be something like some kind of a visual illusion, something like that. Either way, so yeah, that's what happened back then. And now they're like, obviously, this is the old lady cannot really do anything now. She's old now. So we have to find someone who is of the same stature as her, same tall, same has the same build, and yeah, someone like that. Now, first and foremost, I like I first thought maybe like one of the girls from the Verdes house, like those girls, the three of them, like Pydine, I forgot the other two's name, maybe one of them. But then they were like, oh, we have someone. And I was like, wait a minute, are they saying that, I don't know, are they talking about Jinchi? If so, then he'll have to cross dress. Okay, here we go. I found someone, a very suitable candidate, a beautiful person, taller than 175 centimeters, right? And Gaoshin was also like, oh yeah, it is him. He's looking at, Gaoshin's looking at him. Jinshi's like, what? He's like, wait a minute. Is this what I think it is? Okay, I would have said that maybe Adu, that was her name, wasn't it? Jinshi's, I'm guessing mother. Like obviously, like it hasn't really been said directly in the show, but it's pretty damn obvious it's her. She's his mother. Um, but at first I was going to say maybe her, but then I remembered like she's like a high ranking, like a concubine here, number one. She was. Yeah, now she's not, but I don't think they would go that direction because like yeah, like in no way. So Jinshi's the only one, I guess. But then I don't understand. Like, what are they going to do? Make him dance the way he is, or make him cross dress? Maybe make him cross dress because again, like Jinshi is quite beautiful. Like he has like an androgynous, like a like a beauty kind of, where if you like like dress him up properly to make him look as a female, he can easily pull that off. Maybe they're going to do that, or maybe they're just going to let him dance as he and again, I don't know, is this even allowed? Like he's supposed to be like a high ranking, like a uh, I don't know, man. Again, I guess it is allowed. They're dealing with envoys from international, so I think they will have to, they will have to, like do something about it. And if there's no other choice, I guess like Jinshi will have to do it. Again, yeah, it's pretty damn obvious that they're talking about him. I guess we'll see. Next episode, maybe we'll see what they're planning on. Good lord. Yeah, and also today's episode had a few. I don't know, like I think like all the episodes of this show has this like weird kind of like a little scene that they show which makes no sense at the beginning, but as we keep watching, it kind of connects together. Today's episode had a few of those. First and foremost, we have this. What is this? What is going on here? Wait a minute. After that Jinshi scene, we see the emperor. That's the emperor, isn't it? Yeah, emperor in front of. This is Low. Wait, what was her name? Lolan? That was her name. Wasn't it? I've forgotten her name. Her, and there's another person here. Who is this? Wait a minute. Are they? Oh, you know what? Wait. I just realized something. I was talking about like the first half of the episode where I was like, oh, who is these two people that they're talking about? Two sis, two twins or whatever. Um, I said that maybe it has something to do with the envoys because they're also twins. It seems like, but then again, like I there was a part of me that was thinking like, what does it matter? Like if it was really the envoys that are in this situation and they've asked for help from Gaoshun, and that's why Gaoshun brought this to Mao Mao. It doesn't really matter because this is not our internal affairs. This is something that is like for them to solve. Their problem. So Gaoshun wouldn't really stress that much. It seemed like Gaoshun was stressing about something. So he wouldn't really stress that much if that was the situation, because this international matter going on, and I'm pretty sure if this was an international matter, they wouldn't bring this to here. They would try to solve it within them. So that's the part that was kind of like bothering me. I'm like, will they really ask for us our help? And now this scene we see, is it them? Are these two twins? There's two people here. Like one is, wait, okay, just first and foremost, what's her name? Lo Lohi? Wait a minute, let me check. Um, okay, no, Lolan. Okay, that was her name, wasn't it? Lolan? Yeah, Lolan. Okay, Lolan. Is it these two? Because I don't think I've seen this character before. Lolan is there. You can literally see her, and there's another girl who looks exactly the same as her, sitting in front of the emperor. So it might be, the situation might be this. This is probably what was going on. So the first incident that we hear about in the first half is connected to this probably. Whatever's going to happen later, I guess we'll have to wait for that. But anyways, I think, like, I'm pretty sure Lolan is not the one who's pregnant. The other person who's sitting down, I think she's probably the one who's pregnant. Again, I have no idea. We'll have to wait. Yeah, because like I said, I was kind of thinking like, oh, maybe it's the envoys. But if thinking about it properly, if it was the envoys, why the hell would they tell that to us? That's their internal matters. They wouldn't spread that around to everyone. You know, they try to solve it within them. So yeah, and also the fact that it seemed like Gaoshun was stressing about something means like there's something going on inside our own matter. Something is going on. So there's a high possibility that that's what's happening. Anyways, let's just wait and see. And then we had this scene where this girl, I don't know her name, she, the one who, the cat girl, the one who like caught the cat, she's trying to gather herbs, something like that, and then she comes across like a butterfly who's like luminescent, bioluminescent butterfly or something like that. She came across glowing in the night sky, and looking at that, I'm thinking maybe the whole pearl thing that they were talking about, maybe it has something to do with this, like maybe some insect that was glowing that night. Like they talked about the whole insect situation. The old lady, maybe that night, maybe there were a few insects like that was glowing at night, and they were like fluttering around her or something when she was dancing. And also the fact that she had like insect carcasses on her dress, maybe that kind of attracted them to her, and they also were like moving around and everything. From a distance it looked like she was crying, and those were pearls, but those were not pearls. Those were just insects which was glowing at night, fluttering around her. Maybe it might be something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, that is today's episode. That was a good episode. We had a few situation, a few incident, not few but two incidents that's going on. I think they're somehow connected. We'll get to see like the connection that the first incident had with something. Again, it's probably something to do with low. Uh, yeah, low. Wait, what was Lolan? Yeah, Lolan and that girl who was sitting in front of him. We'll see. Again, yeah. But there's a high, like, like one thing that I said before, I take that back. Like I said, that I thought that they were talking about the envoys because they were twins, but highly unlikely, because this is international matter. They wouldn't bring it to someone like us and spread around their whole internal affairs to us. Makes no sense. So yeah, whatever's happening, the first incident is probably something from the inside, from within our like place, from within our kingdom. um okay, yeah. And that was today's episode. Now that was that. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Let me see if I missed anything. First and foremost, we had wait a minute. Oh, there was this scene. Okay, another little scene where we see the two envoys are sitting, you can see. Yeah, and they're telling something to this person. I'm guessing that's Gaoshun. Is that Gaoshan? I don't know. Um, yeah, and then the next scene we see, who is this? One of the envoys is talking to someone else. I cannot see the face properly. Yeah, and then we move to, like, the Mao Mao, like, yeah, okay. All right. So we get to see that they have brought a mirror. Obviously mirrors are very, I guess you could say, rare. Yeah, very. Obviously it's back in the days. So they have had like glass, like to reflect their faces and everything, like hand glasses and stuff. But a proper mirror like this, like a big one, is very rare. And they're like, damn, this is so cool. You know, and yeah, and Mama kind of looked at it, and Mama was like, kind of trying to make sure, like, what it is, yeah, how it works, the reflection and all that. um yeah, so you can see Mama talks here and says that, there's a possibility that if I break this or something happens like that, it's going to be crazy, because this is very rare. The envoys have given these gifts to them, to all the like, like the concubines, the high ranking concubines in all the different houses. They have given this to, and this is Gyokyo's, right. And Mama's kind of inspecting it. Okay. And she's like, oh, if we can mass produce this domestically, we can make a lot of money. And there's a scene here where you can see Mama puts her finger on the uh, mirror. Now, this is something that, like, I don't know, like this fake glasses, that reflect, or that, kind of, yeah. And those, like, like if you, in a reflection, if you put your finger, from the other side, it'll also seem like there's another finger, but they'll never touch. When you see that they don't touch, that means this is an actual glass, like an actual mirror. Otherwise there's something going on. If your finger touches, as far as I know, then that's fake. Something like that. There's some kind of trickery going on the other side. So I don't know if that's why they were doing that, but Mama kind of inspected it, put her finger there, and there was like a big gap, which means that is a real mirror. Again, maybe that was just a scene that they showed, maybe that it has nothing to do with, like, anything. Or maybe there's a possibility we'll, in the future, we'll deal with something related to the mirror and it being fake or not, you know where this will come in handy. Again, I am not sure. We'll see. Okay, yeah, and then they talk about that this being a gift from the special envoy, and then they talk about how all the other ladies also got one, so yeah, that would be fair. um Mama also thinks about the fact that this must have been difficult, because they've been moving, like, for quite a distance. And also the fact that back in the days, the fact that they were able to properly carry this from that far, um yeah, that's kind of impressive. Like, because this is back in the days, they probably had to use, like, I don't know, like horse drawn cars or something to transport this. The fact that these are all, like, just completely fine, impressive. Okay, then after that we get to the whole, Gaoshun comes in. Yeah, I think that was Gaoshun, the envoy. Wait a minute. So the envoy we're talking to, Gaoshun, is it really there? You know what? I have no idea. Let's just wait. It can be either of it. Like, it just seems weird to me that Gaoshun, like, these two envoys would bring such a, like, a sensitive matter to someone else from some other country. That seems highly unlikely to me. So that's why in the end I kind of reassessed my thought, and I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't the envoys that this whole twin situation, like, that we got to see in the first half, is related to. Maybe it is, uh, god damn it, I always forget her name. Lolan, yeah. Lolan and that other person that we saw. And yeah, I don't know. Let's just wait. I think we'll get our answers eventually. Anyways, Gashun comes in and asks, like, to talk to Mao Mao. and they sit down and they start talking. So Gao Shun here says, let me read this section. He says something here. An acquaintance of mine, here we go, this is what he says. An acquaintance of mine is very concerned. Very strange situation. A very rich family has two daughters. There you go. Obviously, he's like a very rich family. He's trying to make it discreet and all that. Yeah. Again, let's wait and see. Like I said, I feel like the fact that we saw that first scene with the two envoys talking to Gao, that was definitely Gao Shun talking to Gao Shun, and then immediately next scene we get to see Gao Shun come and bring this incident to Mao Mao, making me reassess it again and making me think maybe it is actually the problem from the for the envoys that they brought to Gao Shun and asked his help for it. Again, it's just odd to me that they would like confined in someone from outside their country with such a sensitive topic. Yeah, maybe that's why they told him that, oh, keep this a secret, don't let him. Yeah, I'm just not really sure what it is. Let's wait. I think it'll eventually reveal what's going on with the first incident, what it is connected to. Anyways, Gao Shun tells the story. Tells the story of the two twins, their parents being overprotective and like locked them up in the house. There was this one person, one house, like helper, who took them outside sometimes. But even that was found out, and the father like fired the lady and put them in like a little outhouse outside, and put two like people to keep an eye on them, and they used to do embroidery and all that. Suddenly, one day, turns out, yeah, the little sister, as she said, so it's the little sister who is pregnant, carrying as she says, carrying the child of a wizard. Obviously, like they knew what they were doing, but they cannot really say that, oh, we've been sneaking out. So they were like, oh, I don't know how this happened. It's a miracle, basically that. So yeah. So he's like, is it possible for something like this? So obviously they had a lot of questions. First and foremost, maybe the new lady in waiting like snaked them out or something, but they were like, no, the old one was fired. The new one didn't really interact with them that much. And obviously the next thing that came to their mind is like maybe the people keeping an eye on them, those men that were outside. And they're like, no, that's not also possible because they were at quite a distance, and like, yeah, they are not that type of people. That would be difficult. They weren't allowed to approach the room even while monitoring them. Yeah. Okay, so here he's like, did anything like this happen in your knowledge, Mama? And Mama says that yeah, it is possible. Like the fact that she's pregnant, maybe she's not really pregnant, maybe she's thinking that she's pregnant, and her body's kind of like kind of responding to that or something. Here we go. The body can trick itself into believing it's pregnant, and that is when like your stomach starts swelling. You like kind of miss your periods, as she said, miss your periods. Like yeah, all that stuff. Start lactating and all that stuff. He says there was a case like that in the brothel that this happened, and this certain like courtesan made herself think that she's pregnant with someone she loved, and but she actually wasn't. That kind of thing. A strongly held belief can have a powerful effect on the body. Okay. So Mama says, are you sure the younger daughter was pregnant? Okay, so you can see Gao Shun's like hiding something. And he says like, yeah, let's just say she was, which I don't know what he means by that. What does that mean? Let's just say she was? Like what? Either this is a very straightforward question. Was she really pregnant? It's an either yes or no. Like what? I don't know what he means by that. But anyways, that was a weird statement he made. So obviously Gao Shun was like, the problem is, how was she able to sneak past the surveillance? Like what happened there? Like everyone kept an eye, and he also brought the map and everything. And Mama saw it, and he like painted where the two windows are, where the two men were like stationed. One was on like third floor, one was on the other side, Both of them were keeping an eye on both the windows. It's not possible to go out through the western corridor as well. So, all that stuff they brought up. Mama studied it, and Mama is like, okay, um, let me show you guys how this happened. Mama says that it was a mirror, which, yeah, immediately everything falls into place. So they used a mirror to trick them into thinking that there were two of them, because obviously they would put the mirror in such a way that when the men would see from the outside, and it was a window that they were looking at, so they didn't really have a proper vision. They would see the person sitting and her reflection. The reflection would obviously be a mirror image, so if one of the daughters was sitting like this on this side, the other one would seem like like sitting on the other side in another direction. So that makes sense. But then they're like, what about the embroidery? They were different. And Mama says, yeah, they made an embroidery which had like a opposing, I don't know what the actual term is that they use for it, but if you look at it from one side, it looks something else, and from the other side, it looks something else. So since it was mirror image, it seemed like they were doing different embroideries, where actually they weren't. It was just one person doing it. So yeah, that is the whole secret of the situation. Anyways, Mama realizes that he's not revealing everything. There's something he's still hiding, but Mama's like, it's fine. I don't want to get involved in this. So, I'll just keep it quiet. So after that, Gaoshan gives him the gallbladder of the bull gallbladder or something like that. That was a way to apologize for the delay in delivering the ox bezoar. Yeah, and Mama was very happy with it. Mama looks at him and was like, "Oh, this is crazy. This is so good. I'm going to use it to do more experiments." Yeah. Okay. Oh no, that happens later. He first gives her that, and then Mama, like gives the whole deduction. Yeah, I kind of mix that, the section. But yeah, that's basically what happened. He first gave Mama that, and then Mama was like, "All right, let me tell you." So after that, she gives the explanation like this. Yeah, and in the end, Mama says, "I don't know how accurate the story is that he's saying. Maybe she was carrying a bigger secret instead of a child. Yeah, maybe it's not a child, maybe it's something else that is going on. Maybe they just made this scenario up into, like, I think that is right. Like, Mama was right on the money. Like, it's not like one of them was pregnant or something like that. Maybe it's something else that is going on. And since they cannot reveal that, I'm guessing the two envoys said this to Gaoshun and told him that, oh, actually this happened, but don't say that to anyone. Just kind of like make it into something like this and tell everyone. That is why when Mao Mao asked Gaoshun that, oh, like, was she really pregnant? Did she actually give birth to a child? He was like, yeah, maybe you can say something like that happened. That's why he said such a weird statement to that. Because the question that Mao Mao asked was straightforward. Was she really pregnant? Yes or no? You either say yes or no, or say don't know. But Gaussian said something weird like, yeah, something like that. What, that makes no freaking sense. What does that mean? So yeah, this means that he's not lying, but he's making up a story here, which is actually not what happened. What he needs to know, which he always, like, kind of focused on while asking Mama, is how was she able to, like, trick surveillance. That is what he wanted to know. He didn't have any other, like, interest in the other details of the pregnancy and all that. How was she able to escape surveillance? So that means the pregnancy is a whole made up story. Something else is going on. That's why Mao Mao says maybe she was carrying a bigger secret instead of a child. Maybe it was something else that they made it seem like this to ask from for outside help, but something else is going on in the inside. Again, Mama was like, I don't care. I don't want to get involved in some other nonsense. So I'm not going to ask about anything. Let's just end this whole story here. Yeah, so that was the first half. Then the second half, we get to see, Okay, so after that we have the next part where we have Jinshi talking to Gaoshun again, and this part, this section talks about the whole the high ranking courtesan and this part. Okay, the otherworldly beauty who cried tears of pearls, or pearls as tears. Jinshi says, don't know the details. She was a beautiful woman, like a moon fairy. When she danced, lights danced with her as if blessing her. When she cried, the tears down turned into pearls as they fell down. And she was a courtesan from the present district, but 50 years ago, this and that, And this person, grandfather of the envoys, told them this story, and now the envoys want to see this person. But obviously, this person, or see someone like that, obviously this person is 50 years old, more than that, and this happened way more than many years ago. And I'm assuming like the person currently, which is the old lady, probably 70 years old or something like that currently. Anyways, so they're asking me to find her so that they can meet her, you know. And he's like, can you help me out? Is there any kind of rumor and anything? And Mama was like, okay, let me think. And she's like, 50 years ago, the only person that I can think of is the old lady. And she's like, yeah, you guys have met her, but obviously you don't realize it is her. It's the old lady. So Mama decides to bring her here, you know. Anyways, Mama also asks, like, can't you just do with any beautiful woman? Just bring them here. And they're like, yeah, we did, like choose a few like ladies for this purpose. They are might not be as beautiful as the moon fairy, but they're pretty beautiful. But yeah, the envoys weren't happy. They didn't seem to be satisfied. In fact, they seemed to laugh it off. Okay, so Mama asks about like overnight services about that hell, and he's like, "Oh no, that's not possible." Yeah, the envoys are female. He says the envoy is female here. Obviously, Mama still doesn't know that there are two of them. Uh, and that is why Mama's like, "Oh, so that's why they came to Master Jinshi for help." Um, and yeah, she's like, he has obviously like a beauty that would impress anyone, and he's technically male, but unfortunately, as Mama and everyone else knows, he is an eunuch, so he wouldn't be able to do anything further than that. Okay, so Mama asks, how important is this? Very important, obviously, like the trade routes, like that whole thing, So, um, okay, after that, Mama brings in the lady, and she comes in and she tells us the story. So basically, she says like, oh yeah, 50 years ago that did happen. Back then, this place wasn't really, she gives the history. This person, God damn it, this place wasn't really the capital, but it was a popular spot. And so then after when this was made into a capital, it was very, like everything was like going crazy. People were, like yeah, like a lot of people were coming here and everything. They had a section where they decided to do the dance, at night. She was the person who was chosen, and the main reason behind it is obviously she was very tall, as she said. I was very tall and I had a very curvy body. Yeah, right. So that's one of the main reasons why she was like the main dancer. But as she says, at night there was a problem. Someone sabotaged her dress. Like there was a lot of insects a nearby orchard. Someone took it and smeared it. Oh no, sorry. Wait a minute. They took out the insects, took out all the larvae, but we did end up getting insects around their torches. So those were the problems that happened. Even after all the work, there was idiots who tampered with the costume that night and smeared the like insect remains and larvae on her dress, but she just made it seem in such a way that she just danced in such a way that it was never found out. So, that's what happened. And then she brings out a picture that was commissioned by the envoy back, the grandfather back then, and send it to her. He actually sent it to her later on. And it's a very beautiful picture, obviously, of her dancing. Okay. So Mama says, but Granny, you were just doing your job as usual, like, why did he like you so much? At which he's like, I don't know. Like, how should I know? Yeah, I was literally doing the job myself. Yeah, obviously Mama still has a question. Why was did like what even happened that they called her a moon goddess or something? Like what was going on? Anyways, he she brought the picture to Jinshi, and they were like, we have to find someone like this. It's going to be difficult. Who, like, there's not many women this tall and this elegant and beautiful. So they're like, I don't know. And yeah, I think this is where Mama realizes that the envoys are like twins. In the end, the only person they could think of being that tall is Jinshi. So they're like, oh, we have someone here. And she's just like, wait a minute, who are you talking about, by the way? Again, I have no idea what they're going to do. Are they going to make him cross dress? What even is going to happen? Let's see. And that is it. That is where it ended. So that was episode number 4 of Apothecary Diaries season 2. Let's see how this mystery, like, goes forward, and how they get connected to everything. Right, so thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Apothecary Diaries season 2. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.